Just stick them on. Who's on this mic? It smells awful.
Probably Ray. Yo, you can hear me?
Yeah.
So I got this little opener, so I'm going to read that. It says, welcome everyone to the very first episode of Milk and Whiskey.
Are you recording right now?
Yes, motherfucker.
All right. Okay.
I'm your host, and I'm glad you're here as we kick off this journey together. You know, lately I've been seeing a lot of recovery things popping up in the media, but they don't always show what folks in recovery are really like. So I started this podcast to share our real personalities, to show that we do recover, and to break down any of those lingering stigmas out there. Let's dive in and get to know the real side of recovery. So
That's the opener. That's how you're gonna start each one, or just this
that's
first
just
one?
this first one.
Okay.
You know? And I'm gonna keep all of this in there too, because
of course
it keeps it authentic.
Okay.
So I got a couple questions out here. One is how was your journey? How has your journey changed your perspective on what it means to really support each other?
What? ChatGPT wrote that, or you wrote that?
I asked a couple of questions, and then ChatGPT summed it up.
ChatGPT is badass. What's the question again?
All right. How has your journey changed your perspective on what it means to really support each other? Or what's one thing you wish more people understood about the reality of recovery and relapse?
Oh man, one question at a time, Axel. Those are two questions, two separate questions. The first question is, how has what changed? Oh yeah, give me that shit. It's like a test. How has your journey changed your perspective on what it means to really support each other? Oh man, I had two different answers for this in the last 1 week. You know, I had a crazy week, so
why don't you elaborate a little bit more?
I just relapsed a couple of days ago. I don't know. I have days sober right now. Days.
And how long were you sober?
3 years and almost 4 years. A couple months short of 4 years. So it's been a real mind-blowing, flip of the script in the last couple of days. And, I'm still living through that right now. So as far as what it means to really support each other, when you're stable and in recovery and in it for, a few years, I don't want to talk about myself like I had, decades. It's not like that. But for the few years that I had to support each other really just meant, showing up for the people just coming in and showing up for the people who are going through a difficult time. And on the other side of it, going through a difficult time, having fucked up, having relapses, no other way to say it, whether it was a little bender, a big bender, but coming back now, seeing the support and the love on the other side is really inspiring. I was just telling Albert, my sponsor today, it's like, it's very emotional to see people rally behind me, and show me love and come through and text and call and show up. Like you showed up at my door the other day, and I hate that shit.
I know you hate that shit. That's why I just did it anyways.
I hate it, man. I'm fucking sitting in my underwear on the couch.
I was like, hey, Righteous, don't look through the window just in case.
Just in case what? Just in case we were fucking or something?
Yeah.
I mean, it was still too early in the relapse for us to be that, to be doing that. But that was good advice, because on any other given day, it's good to check first.
Yeah.
But anyway, but back to the support. It's been overwhelming and amazing to see. So, there's nothing like the fellowship of AA. I had a guy call, I can't say his name, but I had a guy call me today, and he just a couple weeks ago called me and was like, yo, I'm out of AA. I'm going to seek a spiritual solution somewhere else. He never had a spiritual experience in doing the steps. And I was his sponsor, and he switched sponsors, and, he kind of just never got it. And he called me today and he was like, yo, what are you doing? You want to hang out? And I'm like, I'm going to be with my sponsor at 11:15. So and then after that, I think I'm going to, if it's short, I'm going to go to the meeting. And he's like, yo, I'm not trying, I just want to hang out. Like, I want to be friends. And I just like, let's just go get lunch or something. And, it's not that I don't want friends or I don't want to be friends with the guy, but I'm on this path and this is a fellowship and we're on a mission. This is a path towards something, this thing
Shoulder to
that we do.
shoulder.
Yeah, shoulder to shoulder, hand to hand, whatever you want to say. We
No,
are,
we say shoulder to shoulder
we
because
do. Oh,
yes,
okay, okay. We don't say
yeah,
whatever we
because it's
say.
in the big book.
Oh, it says that. Okay, all
Yeah,
right, all right. It doesn't say hip to hip, ass to ass, hands to hands.
no,
No, okay,
we
okay.
we stand on the firing line, shoulder to shoulder.
Yeah, we do. And we have a common purpose. And there's a big difference between a friendship and a fellowship. And, for all intents and purposes, it's not that I'm not looking for friendships, but if you're not on this path with me and that's the mission that I'm on, there's just not a lot of
There's
there's
not a
just
lot of
not a lot of
room.
room in my life. That's
Yeah,
right. There's not a
there's
lot of
nothing
room in life
personal
for
either.
for casual friendships, and I have some of those, especially the deep friendships I made, over the years when I'm not in the fellowship. Also, I'm not talking about with drug addicts and alcoholics. I'm talking about with normal people, and I value
Civilians.
those civilians, real civilians. But I mean, today at the very least, I could not hang out and just chill and just go to lunch and hang out and just be friends with somebody. I had to be around, the people who are on the same journey or the same mission that I was on. You know,
Yeah, yeah. I mean, that's been tough for basically everybody in the community to know, and especially like when he told me that, like it didn't really. I'm like,
that noise is just the dog. Sorry,
yeah,
here
yeah.
she's with me now.
So like in my mind, I'm like, he'll be all right, you know. Don't tell nobody. In my mind, I'm like, don't tell nobody.
Don't tell nobody.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. In my mind, I'm like trying to protect you from the shame and like because I know what that feels like, you know, because I've been there.
Yeah.
And like I'm like, you don't need to tell nobody. Just jump right back on the wagon. And I'm like, and then when Albert talked about how like we don't know if he's fully back just yet, you know. Sometimes we go down a rabbit hole, and I'm like, and then it really started hitting me. It started fucking with me real hard. I'm like, man, I'm like, yeah, we don't know if he's done yet. I just hope he is. Because like the shit that you were on before, like when we met for the third time after your second relapse, you know,
Yeah.
just to give everybody context, because, you know, I hate to do that. I hate giving people context. And you're one of them that always says, hey, give me some context. I'm going to give everybody some context. Before I was a tattoo artist, I traveled the country. I would say I traveled the world, right? And I did Amazon robotics. And during my break time, I would be back home and I would go to this meeting and I'd see Avi and he'd be like, yeah, I got 3 months. And then the next year on my break, he'd be like, yeah, I got 2 weeks. And then I'm like, then the next year he's like, yeah, I got 2 weeks. I'm like, bro, you're supposed to have 3 years, you know? And in that moment, like I was transitioning from working at Amazon to become a full-time artist. I had quit that job and just dove straight in. And I had a lot of free time on my hand. And I'm like, in my mind, I was like struggling because I'm like, am I doing the right thing? And God presented Avi in my life. He's like, you need to go help him because helping him is going to help you through this time because it's going to be a low spot in your life. You're not, I'm like, and mind you, that whole year, I didn't have any money coming in. And you did kind of help saving because you gave me some jobs that I needed, you know, like you hooked me up real hard. Like that kind of held me down sometimes. But besides that, like God told me to hold you down and like show you, walk with you, talk with you, and like be like, hey, you don't just do AA at the meetings. You do AA at the gym. You do AA on the road, and I'm still bad at that. Um, you do AA everywhere you go, right? Because our lives depend on it. Like, didn't you just come back from Colombia on like and then almost died again? Like, how many times have you almost died? And when I was in Delaware before this happened, a guy had reached out to help, and I was gonna help him, and he was in my car, and I was taking him to his mom's, and I knew he was like nodding out and like sweating for no reason, and I knew he was like overdosing or high or what, but I never had the experience of fentanyl like that. So I didn't know if he was just high or if he was just like nodding out or what. But I begged him to let me take him to the hospital. I begged him, and he was like, "No, I just need a couple days off." So I gave him 3 days off. It was a Sunday. He was supposed to come back to work on that Wednesday or Thursday. But on my roster, Vicky, this lady, she does the rosters. She put on that day his funeral's information. Like, what is that called? Obituary.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I called her up immediately. I was like, "Did he die?" She said, "Yeah, he died on Sunday." That day I dropped him off at his mom's, the last thing he said to me was, "This area is not good for me. I just need a couple of days off from work, and I'll be right back, and I'll be on it. I'll you know jump back on the horse." And he didn't. That night he died, and it scared the shit out of me. That where I'm like, I don't want this to happen to this guy, and I just met him. So when you relapse, I'm like, man, I just got back, and like it brought me back to that moment. You know, I'm like, am I gonna lose him too? And I've gotten really close with you, and I'm like, I don't want to lose him too.
Yeah, man, I appreciate the love, and fortunately, um, fortunately, I got right back in. I mean, honestly, on Friday, I was still reeling and fucked up, and I'm sitting there going, man, I mean, I gotta fucking face this. I can't like if maybe if Charlene didn't notice, because my wife was like, "Yo, you're on something. You're fucking on something."
Why?
Like she
What?
knew
Because
it.
you said you were cleaning your car.
I mean, there was yeah. Like she knows I never do any kind of fucking like cleaning of any kind whatsoever. I leave that all up to her and the people who are
Like, you're
better at cleaning than
cleaning.
me.
You're high.
And I called her and I was like, "Hey, before I get home, I'm just gonna stop at the car wash place. I'm gonna clean the inside of my car." And I was legit cleaning the inside of my car. But I was partly doing that because I was like, "Yo, I want to clean the inside of my car," because I was fucking feeling some
You
type of way about the
resilted.
drug. Yeah. And I get back to the house and my shirt is off because it was a hot day and I'm fucking cleaning my car and I was all fucking wet and sweaty. So I walk in the door with my shirt off on the phone talking, and she takes one look at me and she's like, "What the fuck?" And she looks in my face and she's like, "You're fucking high." And I was like, I'm on the phone. You can't,
You
but
can't
she's like, "You're
accuse me
fucking
just yet.
high." Yeah. Don't accuse me yet. Yeah. 5 minutes later, I'm off the call, and she's like, "You're high." I was like, "All right." Like I couldn't deny it. If she didn't catch me, maybe I could have gone another couple of days of like just disappearing, not being around people,
Yeah.
and lying. But I'm thinking to myself, man, if she knows, I gotta, I'm gonna have to pick up. I can't, like, all these guys are gonna call me. Axel's gonna call me. Terry's gonna call me. Rich is gonna call me. Albert's gonna call me. We got shit planned for fucking this weekend. I gotta be at that meeting. I gotta do this. I gotta do that. I got a commitment here. I got a commitment there. How the fuck am I gonna disappear in a world of fucking, I can't go rogue. I just can't do it. My whole life is about AA. It became, and it still is about AA. So it was a very easy decision to be like, fuck, I gotta humble myself. I gotta fucking level my pride, come in, and get right back on this thing that I know works. And the fact that I'm here today and I haven't used since Friday, it's the fact that the program works. I know it's
Yeah.
almost crazy to say a
Yeah.
few days later, "Oh yeah, the program works." But motherfucker, you just fucking got high.
Yeah.
How the hell does the program work if you just got high? The program works because I'm still here. Not only am I alive, but I'm here and committed to the program, knowing that it worked all those years is going to continue to work for me now if I work it.
Yeah.
You know.
So, just so everybody knows, the reason why we're calling this milk and whiskey is because there's a part in the big book about this guy. He thought he can mix his milk with whiskey. We call that catching a case of the suddenlies. Suddenly, he thought he can do that, and then he relapsed. It it points out that he made a good beginning. That he may have started the steps, not been thorough with them, not gone all the way through with them. Something happened where he just didn't. perfect and enlarge his spiritual life through work and self-sacrifice, but that's not the case here because Avi did a lot of work and self-sacrifice, but there is a continuous in the 10 step where we had to continuously do 1 through 12, continuously do that. And I believe that that's probably part of it, right? Like there was some time where you just, or whatever the case may
Yeah.
be.
I think where the big hole in my program was in step 6 and 7, which is really difficult, to grasp sometimes because it requires us, like the thing about drugs and alcohols is like when they stop, things get better. When we get clean, things definitely get better. But the program doesn't say, all right, you're done, you're good, you're not drinking, you're not drugging, you got God in your life, you depend on God, now you're good. There's going to be other things that crop up, as part of our personalities, our makeup, that are going to fuck us up. There's different categories of them, but step 6 and 7 is to really address the other shit that's not just you get high and you get drunk. Some other shit that goes on in our lives. And if we're not on point with those stuff or continue to progress in those areas of our lives, they come back to bite us in the form of, manifest and possibly getting high like it did for me. Terry, say something, motherfucker. You've just been sitting here. You got to have some fucking
I know
opinions
he's
about
just
this shit.
listening
You got
too.
crazy opinions
he's
too.
tuning in. Anything.
Like I said just an hour ago at Park Place. So when I found out, Avi, by the way, is my sponsor.
Was.
He could still be. I told him. I was like, he could still be your sponsor. You just have more time.
I got into self pity and everything else about him relapsing. When in my head it was more about me. Damn, we supposed to go meet Monday and finish some of this step work. And then I had the when I. But the good thing, I got a book I can follow in a program, and I opened the book and read page 86, and in it tells me that I got to get out of that, and that's what I did, and I felt a lot better. Today, I got back in it, and I had to read it like 3 times today because I'm an alcoholic, and I get into self pity and all kind of other things.
That shit is crazy though, because he's like, this shit's happening to him, and he's feeling bad about himself.
No,
No.
about him because look, it ain't just a sponsor like I love this man,
Yeah.
and if we can just joke and talk about a lot of things outside of just the fellowship. It's just more. It's just more than that. You know what I mean? So yeah, it wasn't just. I felt obviously bad. If I was a betting man and I gambled, a little football or whatever,
Little
I would
football.
have bet.
Fuck the Bears.
I would have bet like if I was betting, I would have think that I was gonna drink before him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because the way I looked at his, the way thing is progress over perfection. But I looked at like his program was strong. Like, but obviously in some areas it's not. It's strong. So I was thinking like when I found out about the relapse, it was more like damn, you know.
Yeah. So I would say that his program is still strong because his program is your program and it's my program. It's the program.
Yes.
You know?
So yeah, I'm not saying this program is not strong, but like
You mean the way he worked the program seems strong.
but we got to do it like thoroughly and honestly, like or any of
And continuously and willingly.
yeah, because otherwise, them character defects that we don't want to get rid of, that we want to keep, it can put us back out there to drink. So he relapsed, but I learned from it. Like I gotta triple down on me putting in my work and making sure that desire to drink don't come back. And that's what I'm doing. Making sure I still go to my meetings, open my book, and continue to do service work. I can't. I just moved out of sober living house after almost 3 years. You know what I mean? So it's easy for me to just sit there and say, "Oh, I ain't got to go to meetings, and I can just go do this and that." But that's not what I want to do. I want to continue to go to meetings. And if anything, I want to go to more meetings than I went to in the past, because I don't want that misery back of drinking, and jails and everything that came with it. And so
And when you go to meetings, what do the meetings do for you?
the meetings I hear, I can always relate to a lot of things that people share in there. And sometimes, honestly, when people come back and they relapse, no matter if it's a year, 2 years, or 6 months, and they come back in there, that misery, I don't wanna feel that misery. So when I see that too as well, I learn from that as well. You know what I mean? Besides people sharing their strength and hope.
Yeah. You know what? Yeah, yeah. Yeah. So just so everybody understands, for this alcoholic, I I used to believe that going to meetings was a program. I mean, it is for some people, not true real alcoholics, I would say. But yeah, I mean, it does make you feel better. And when I learned after working these steps, right? It was right after my relapse that Albert told me, he was like, what's the point of going to a meeting? You don't have anything to share. You don't have any experience. You have all this knowledge because I'm one of those guys who memorized the book, right? I knew how to work the steps before I worked the steps, and I had 5 sponsees. Never even worked a step, right? And five and at 5 sponsees, one of them actually had 5 years that I was. That's why I was like, yo, you can sponsor people can sponsor people who have more time than them. It don't matter. And I now view meetings as a what do you call it, Avi? Like a watering pool or something like that? It's like a pool, like when we go to Park Place
Yeah.
to look for prospects to be able to help. So I look at meetings as a way of me being of service to anyone in recovery that may need that inspiration or experience that, like, all right, I'm here to bear witness to what God has done in my life with the knowledge that I have acquired through work in this program, and how can I tie my experience with the literature? I'm always like, how can I tie my experience with the literature, with the topic that's given to us? And then I'm always trying to articulate the way I speak in a way that's gonna hopefully, like prayingly, touch somebody. I don't know, I never know who, but I pray before I share, and I ask God, I'm like, God, please share through me and speak to whoever you need to speak to. Touch their heart the way you touched my heart. You know, enter into their life the way you entered into my life, so they can bear witness and do the things that I do, right? So then I share so I can try to inspire somebody to be like, oh, I want to memorize the book too. I want to learn, like, how it's not I'm like, if retarded as Axel can fucking memorize this, can memorize this book and learn how to, because I technically learned how to read in AA. I relearned how to read in AA, right? And I'm like, man,
How about that prostitute you touched in your first year and a half? What was it? What was the? Remember the girl?
what?
I'm talking about the one, not the stripper.
Oh, you
Remember
talking
in your
about?
first year and a
Well, she
half?
technically was.
What do you mean? She was a stripper,
Well,
right?
she was a stripper,
You
but she was
touched her.
technically a
You
prostitute
touched her
because,
good.
well, that was I mean, you talking about before I relapsed?
Yes.
Yeah, before I
Yes.
worked the steps. Yeah, I thought that I can,
Was that the kind of
and because
touching
of
we're
that,
talking
I don't
about?
date anybody in the rooms.
Now.
Well,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
now
yeah.
I don't.
Right, right,
Yeah,
right, right.
I won't date them.
Or anything else.
Or
You'll
anything
only
else.
touch their hearts.
Yeah, but anyways, yeah, I mean, yeah, I dated her. I won't say that's the reason why I went back out. The reason why I went back out is because I wasn't willing to share certain things.
Yeah.
I wasn't willing to work the steps with the sponsor. I thought I can work the steps by myself. I was the person that sponsored themselves. You know, and anyways, we can digress on more of that, or we can answer one of these other questions that I got here. I have. Can you share a moment in your recovery that really tested? Okay, you kind of did that. All right.
You gonna edit this, or you just gonna
Yeah,
let
we're
it
gonna.
fly?
I
You're gonna
mean,
clean it up,
I'm gonna clean it up a little bit, but like
so you could take anything out, right?
I can take anything out.
Pussy, 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 pussy.
I'm not taking that out.
Just joking around. I'm just joking around. You
How
better
do you
take that shit
both
out.
see the role of community or friendship in staying on track, especially when times get tough? I mean, we kind of touched on that too, man. Like we started covering these topics without even me even asking the questions. Um, hmm.
I got a question for you.
Okay,
What do
give
you
me.
think of this? I met with Albert today, and he was like, "Yo, listen, I think you ought to spend a lot less time at West Side Club and go to other meetings where, like, your identity isn't that guy that they all know for a while that, does all this and that over there. Why don't you go somewhere where no one fucking knows your name and you're just a fucking newcomer with a couple of days sober and you don't know what the fuck you're doing?" And I was like, yeah, I mean, I'm going to continue to humble myself. But I was, I kind of pushed back on it. And I was like, man, that shit is like my kitchen over there. It's my home group, I mean, yes, I'm comfortable over there. And yes, I guess there's like a role that I play over there that even now as a newcomer, might get in the way of humbling me. You know what I mean? Like people still be like, well, it's still Avi. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
so I understand all those things that he wants me to seek a different experience somewhere else. But I can't see myself not having the West Side Club. He was like, yo, why don't you have build a fellowship around you? And I was like, dude, I have a fellowship around me,
Yeah, and you have
I
that.
meet them almost every day at the fucking noon meeting.
Yeah.
So what do you think of that? What do you think of his suggestion?
I think that suggestion is mainly to deflate your ego. So that would be a good suggestion to probably do like once a week, if you want to I mean, obviously I'm going to have conflicting thoughts because I don't know why his reasoning on that is. He does a really good job on telling his reasoning.
Yeah.
But I would say during the first day of convalescence, which is,
Yeah.
these are your first days of convalescence, you should do more for other people. So like the reason why I'm hinting at Terry to not get a new sponsor is to keep you as a sponsor, is because he's supposed to work some steps with you. That's what he said, right? Just earlier you said you were okay. So you still need to work those steps. He still knows how to work those steps. Okay? It's not like he didn't know how to. He just was dishonest about a certain thing. He still knows how to. Like when I memorized that book, I memorized the book before I relapsed. Okay? I still know that book, right? 6 years later. So like I started sponsoring people immediately after my relapse. Immediately, because that's going to do more for him. So you keeping him as a sponsor is going to help him more than it's going to help
This
you.
motherfucker's crazy,
I
man.
never actually got rid of him. He the one said you need a new sponsor.
Yeah. Well, he's saying that because he doesn't want to have any commitments.
No, that's not the only. That's not the only reason why. No. Because I feel like, I think it's like,
you need some time to heal.
It's something you got to earn. I mean, it's not like it's the things you cannot talk the talk and not walk the walk. And clearly I did not walk the walk. So in that regard, I have to fucking go back to the basics and earn my right to be able to take another man through the steps. I'm not saying that, you shouldn't do it quickly or but I'm saying that at the very least, some time is needed in order for me to get back in a place where I'm in a spiritual place where I could say, yo, here's where I'm at and here's how I got there.
How do you grow spiritually?
There's other ways besides sponsorship, I mean, it's not the only way.
But like devoting your, like on page 14 and 15, it says, for if an alcoholic failed to perfect and enlarge his spiritual life through work and self-sacrifice for others, right?
Yes.
He will not survive the trials and low spots ahead.
Yeah, there's no doubt in my mind that that the goal is to live selflessly and to get out of our own plans and schemes and designs and start thinking about others.
There's nothing else I can tell you that you don't know.
Yeah, no, I know, but there's just something about like There's just something about like, hey, let's do step work. You were high fucking 5 days ago. You know, I mean, there's just something
How do you
you
know?
cannot say that that's right. You cannot can't manage that and juggle that and say that that's okay. You can't really think that, right? Like that's like, you know, that's like trying to convince someone, yeah, a woman can be a man or a man could be a
Yeah,
woman.
but
Like, no, let's just look
no,
at
no,
that
no,
for a
no.
second. There's something not
Hey,
right about
but
that.
how about Bill Wilson? He started sponsoring somebody after 19 days. How about you do that? After 19 days, we're gonna start working. Hey,
We'll
look,
see. We'll see.
I just think that like obviously you do want to take some time for yourself and go through them thoroughly, right? So however long that means, um, I mean, I'm willing to temporarily sponsor you, you know. Okay, I'm willing to do that because God knows I need it,
Oh
you
yeah,
know.
from fucking chasing him out of the fucking restaurant to sponsoring him. Holy shit. It's a miracle.
Hey,
Yeah, it
hey,
does.
and I did. I mean, I kind of threw myself under the bus, and like at Park Place, I was like, hey, you know, I was wrong, I was wrong for that, but and I
I mean,
also
you also made an amends that day at the
I
restaurant.
made an amends at that day, but I also reclarified it however long it's been. But I did it in front of others because I need everybody else to know that the program works. Right? Like I also was thinking to myself, I'm like, man, this guy really truly needs to understand that I care. And I get mad and I get frustrated with people who don't quickly do this because I'm like, bro, this is gonna save your life. Like you're gonna feel this feeling, but like I said earlier, I'm like, I don't want anybody to live my experience. Go and have your own experience. Go and have your own experience. If you need to do whatever you got to do it. You know, like I lived most of my year and 8 months before I relapsed. Most of that was me living vicariously through other people's experience on working the steps. So like I would get this spiritual experience, quote unquote spiritual experience, just by listening to people talk about the spiritual experience that they got through working the steps. And I'm like, and I would, because I'm so fucking crazy, I can like put myself in their place. Like if that happened to me, right? And then get high off of that and then ride that high until I listen to someone else and a different speaker tape and a different speaker tape and a different workshop and a different workshop. And man, workshop after workshop, 9 hours a day for like almost a year and 8 months straight. Like the reason why I know that book so well is because I've listened to probably hundreds or at least 500 hours of just workshop after workshop. That's the tism in me, right? I could just rewatch and replay, rewatch and replay. But that's what we do in AA in recovery. We wash, rinse, repeat. Wash, rinse, repeat. We can do that. We did that when we were getting high. Wash, rinse, repeat. Wash, rinse, repeat. And like the joy that I get off of being sober and being a dad in my kids' lives and being a true friend to my friends is like nothing I've ever experienced. It's the best crack in town. It's the best milk and whiskey that you can think of. It's the best whatever.
What are you pitching right now? Are you pitching AA? Are you pitching like what's the goal here?
I'm not pitching anything. I'm just sharing my experience.
Yeah.
And the whole goal is what I explain it. It says, okay, lately I've been seeing a lot of recovery things popping up in the media, but they
Have
don't.
you seen a lot of recovery
Have you not
things?
seen
Like what?
there's been a lot of like shows. I just watched that one Kingdom, was it Animal Kingdom?
Animal Kingdom?
Okay, yeah.
They're all fucking high in that
Okay,
show.
yeah, there's a couple other things, like Rocket Man. There's been like
but what does Animal Kingdom have to do with recovery? Nobody's sober in it. Everybody's fucked up.
There's-
Everyone's just
that
doing
one guy
drugs.
Craig. That one guy Craig. He's been like he started going to AA meetings and shit like that, and he ended up finding some guy who was like, "Oh, you don't need to do that. What you can do is just start robbing people." Right?
I don't remember. Is that the first season? I only watched one season of it.
No, it was like in the 4th season.
Oh, okay, yeah, I bailed out.
4th or 5th
I
season.
bailed out.
Yeah, but
It's too much of that fucking show.
there's been a lot of other. Just start to look for it. You'll see it.
Okay.
There's people sitting around in
I mean, they always
rooms and
portray.
circles.
You see in movies and sometimes in TV shows, they portray what it looks like to be in a 12-step group. You see a bunch of people sitting around in a fucking circle in like
and complaining
a
about
gym.
the cat that died, or
Yeah, something like that. It's never really on point. At least I don't find it to be truly on point. It's really hard to capture what it's like to do a 12-step program and be in AA. It's really difficult to capture because there's just as many people as there are. There's as many personalities and flavors to this program.
And you know what kind of I mean, obviously it's probably their sickness too, but like with my mom or even probably your wife or anybody that who's in recovery, that has a sober person who has been trying to see them sober for so long, like they get scared if we enter into a bar or a certain place or we do a certain thing. They're like, did he relapse? It's like they're always living on edge of us relapsing, and like I know that's tough to like me. I guess I experienced it like recently with you, but I'm like, man, to live with that person and be like, and actually see them almost die and actually feel the fear of like, I'm going to lose this person right in front of me in my arms type shit. It's like, fuck, man. Like this is what I put my mom through from the age 13 until 6.5 years ago, and I'm 34. And that goes for each one of us that have. I mean, I don't know. Do you have people that love you? But I only see you. I don't see anybody else. I mean, I know your family probably lives in a different state, right?
Yeah, my parents, my wife, ex-wife, she's still out here somewhere.
Somewhere in the old house, in the house that you bought. She's in that house somewhere. Yep.
Yeah. I mean, it's tough, but I mean,
is she in Orlando? Is she in Kissimmee?
She in Kissimmee.
She Puerto Rican?
Italian.
Oh, she's Italian. That's
divorced me a year, like a little bit over a year after I got sober.
And you were happy, right? You were like, I'm,
No, actually I wasn't. But then I understood where she came from. She, she in her mind, you try to get sober before, but she didn't realize like the difference between trying to quit off willpower and quitting.
Yeah.
In the rooms.
But here, I got a question for you. Now you've been sober, what, 3 years?
God willing, in 6 weeks.
In 6 weeks, 3 years. Does she know that you are still sober and like doing it? Like, does she know? Has she tried to reach out to you?
No, because she's still bitter. Now it's like one of them things where, damn, he lasts this long.
Oh, you don't know that. You don't really know that. She might just be like, yo, fuck this guy forever because, like now he's sober after all these years that he was with me. He couldn't put together fucking 2 weeks. And now he's got 3 years that we're apart. Fuck him. That might be the resentment. But I'm sure she's not like, I hope he fucking goes
And then
down.
you know what's on top of that? Like that brings me to my baby mom. My baby mom thinks that I'm better. I think that I'm better than her because I've been sober this long. Does she feel like that?
Nah, because she never was a drinker anyway. So she thought like she's always telling me I was alcoholic and didn't understand like why you can't just like stop. She still don't think like alcohol.
Why can't you just say no?
Disease.
She swear that you should be able to just quit. She never understood. I didn't even understand until I came into the program that I just used to think I drank.
Yeah. And most people who aren't like in A or real McCoys, as we like to call it, they don't think that. They always think it's a choice because they can choose. I'm like, really? If I can choose, you think I would leave my kids when they were 3 and go to Colombia and not enjoy my
Yeah, normal people look at it in a normal way, like something rational. Like,
they're
like anything else that they look at rationally in life. If it's bad for you, don't do it. It makes sense with most things. Don't Don't cross the street in the red light when the cars are coming. Makes sense, right? If you get hit by a car, you're never doing that again.
Yeah.
But this problem, this disease does not live in the world of the rational and the logical. It's not that.
We're clinically insane.
Yeah.
That's why they used to put us in insane asylums before this program came out. We used to, instead of going to rehabs, we would go to what is it? Covered rooms? What is
Padded cells.
Padded cells.
Padded cells.
Yeah. So
Yep.
I thank God for this program, and I thank God for all of you guys that help me, help you, help me.
If I wasn't so good at fucking, she probably would have bounced in the first couple of fucking months.
He's like, if I didn't lay that shit down,
if I didn't lay that pipe down so good,
shit, she would have never stayed around.
We could joke on this podcast, right?
Yeah, we could do whatever the fuck you want.
Can we just talk normally?
Curse? Yes.
All right,
that's the whole point.
Because these fucking questions these are like not normal questions. These are like fucking some ChatGPT shit. What are some of the surprising changes where you going? You going to take shit?
He got to take a piss.
Oh, okay. What are the most surprising changes you've experienced in yourself over the years of sobriety? This is fucking crazy ass questions. Like, how do you answer that?
The next podcast, I'm gonna have a normie here that's gonna ask questions.
Okay, that's a fucking good setup right there.
Yeah, so like that's the whole point. So like, because I don't know what a fucking normal person thinks. I'm just assuming just off of my experience with my mom or my experience with other normal people.
You should just bring a normal person and ask him about the fucking tattoo on your head. Just be like, what do you think? What do you think of the fucking giant bird on this guy's head?
Like, hey, it's like, I'm gonna get a wolf on the other side. I'm gonna go,
what do you think of that, normal person?
And now I'm gonna get a fucking dragon whenever I start to actually go bald, right?
You're gonna have a full dragon on the top of your head?
I'm gonna have this shit covered. I'm like,
yo, that's what fucking 6 years of sobriety does for you right there.
Then, bro, I want to get my sideburns tattooed. I also want to get my throat and my neck and all that shit, but Mariah's like, wait till after we get married.
For what? To do what?
To get more shit done on my head and my throat and shit.
She's cool with you doing all those tattoos, but she just doesn't want to see it on the wedding.
Yeah,
pictures.
I'm a tattoo artist.
Right. So what? Tattoo artists have to have fucking tattoos all over their face and neck?
No, but why not?
I mean, you can, I know, but if your wife is like, yo, I don't want to be with a man with fucking tattoos all over his face and neck, then goodbye to her. The tattoos are more important.
I'm just saying I'm not saying it's more important. I'm just saying that I like to have the option to,
Yeah.
Like in AA, I like to have the option to relapse.
Right.
It's always there. It's always in my back pocket. I need to have that wild card all the time.
So she's just got to be like, no, if you want to get a tattoo, baby, on your fucking forehead that says fucking, lost cause or some shit.
If I want to get a tattoo between my eyebrows that makes me have a unibrow.
Yes, as long as she's like, yeah, you could do that just after the wedding, then you're okay with that.
Yeah.
As soon as she says, no, you can't. That's when you're like,
honestly, like, there's a couple of no you can'ts that she said. She's like, no, you can't sponsor a female. I'm like, all right, I won't sponsor any female, but if somebody needs my help, and I'll be more than glad to share my experience. And if they're like, hey, can you teach me how to work these steps? I'm like, I'm not going to be a sponsor, but I will teach you how to work these steps.
Yeah. What about Rachel?
No, I'm not going to sponsor.
Oh, okay.
But I did tell her that I will help her how to work these steps.
Yeah. Okay. Whatever the difference is, but okay, you're going to help her.
So like I told Mariah, I said, I'm not going to take the title.
Yeah.
I won't take the title as sponsorship. So like if she goes and gets somebody else to be like, I'll be your sponsor or whatever later on, whenever I'm just going to get her on her path. Right. So then like that door's open for her to continuously find another female. Right. But I'll still like, in early recovery, we need to jump at least starting on the steps, right?
Yeah.
So then while she's looking for her sponsor, I'm not going to deny her
the opportunity to continue to do steps. Sure.
Exactly. So that's what I said. I'm like, I'm not going to sponsor any female. at all.
Do you think that it's a violation of her anonymity, or if I say the word or
We're not saying their
I mean,
last name.
I know we're not saying their last name, but do you think it's a violation of their, because they may listen to this and be like, yo, this motherfucker's talking about me, and like,
We can bleep out their name,
okay. All
but
right.
I mean,
By the way, on the subject of, he was there at the meeting yesterday when I came back in, and he was looking like pretty disgusted, like he wouldn't even make. I'm not saying he was like disgusted with me, because he was nice to me, but he wouldn't make eye contact with me.
he's like,
I was like, yeah, all right, yeah, and he, and then he left right after I shared, to kick off the meeting, like, oh, I'm back, I fucking relapsed, and next thing I know, he's gone, and then he doesn't answer his phone, he doesn't
you
respond to
think he
any
relapsed?
text. I can only assume that he's either like, fuck these guys because my fucking sponsor
He's
is.
responsive.
Yeah, and and I was doing work with him, we had just fucking worked on fourth step shit just the other day, so I'm thinking he's like, yo, fuck this program, fuck this guy, this is bullshit, this thing.
Well, when it comes to,
If you're out there, be alive.
yeah, just so you know, like, either God has removed it or he hasn't.
What's that?
The obsession
From him?
from either one of us.
Oh, yeah.
God graces us. He graces us with time. He gives us the time and the effort, and then we had to match him with the willingness, right? So, like, God has graced this guy. What step are you on? Okay, so he's graced him with enough time to thoroughly go through all that. You know, God has graced him with all that. God hasn't graced me with that much time. He graced me with what, a year and 8 months, and he's like, motherfucker, fucking, you think you can do this shit without the steps, without me? Go ahead and fucking relapse. That's what happened to me.
Well, on the subject of the guy you just said, but if it disgusting him to the point he went to go drinking, my mind, he wanted to find an excuse to go drink.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. God either removed it or he didn't.
Because that's like a weak excuse. Oh, my sponsor, if he went and use,
Yeah.
then the program don't work 4 years. I'm gonna go drink.
Yeah.
That's a power.
And the whole point of a sponsor is to get you spiritually connected to some. It's like, yo, I'm the training wheels,
Because the sponsor is the guide. The sponsor, it can't really like make me stop drinking or you.
And the sponsor,
God can do that, and that's with the sponsor helping and giving direction. That's it. So then if you call Hop.
Yeah, I mean,
Should we text him right now and see if he responds? Hey Siri, did it make a noise?
yeah.
Text AA.
What would you like to say to
Yo, what's up? You okay?
Yo, what's up? You okay?
Yo, what's up? You okay?
You like my Siri?
So you know what I was actually thinking about doing?
Yeah.
Was I was gonna get a second phone for all of people in AA and tattoo stuff, because like I noticed that I can, with my iPad, I can send things a whole lot easier if I had an iPhone.
Because it's an iPhone.
Yeah.
Just say you like iPhone.
Just say it.
I
Just
don't look.
fucking
The thing
say
is
it.
that look, I don't like iPhone for certain things. All right. I do like Samsung for certain things. I do like iPhone for certain things. So,
But you never had an iPhone, so that's contempt prior to an investigation,
I have an
motherfucker.
iPad. I have an iPad, and I like my iPad.
Yeah.
So like the thing is that I'm one of those fuck you. Since you really want me to do this, I'm stubborn. Like
Sure.
everybody talks mad shit about fucking Samsung. I'm gonna stay to Samsung till I die. What I will do is I will adopt an iPhone and join it with my Samsung.
So you're going to have your iPhone for your tattoo customers or for your AA people? Because if it's for your tattoo customers, I'm going to be mad because you should have your iPhone to have blue bubbles with me.
I'm going to have my iPhone for communication with anybody who has an iPhone, and all of my my tattoo people, and also so I can send shit to my fucking iPad a whole lot easier than just because I send shit I have two different Instagrams, my personal and my tattoo one.
Yeah.
And I'll get the image and then send it from one Instagram to the other. And then since my iPad is connected, I go on my messages
Yeah.
on my iPad and I'm like, bro, there's got to be an easier way. The easier way is I'm just going to get a fucking new iPhone. Yeah, and that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to have two phones. I got two phones.
Eventually you're gonna drop the Android. Like, well, I'm not doing anything with this.
The thing is that, man, this shit's so slick, though. Look at this.
Not slicker than
Let me see this.
Look at that big ass. We got a couple more minutes.
How many minutes do you want this podcast to be, out of curiosity?
So I just want it right now just to be an hour.
An hour long? How long we been at it?
We've been at it for about an hour.
We have been?
I mean,
really?
Well, technically, what time did we get here?
I don't know, like 6:20, 5? And then it took us another 15, 20 minutes to set up, so 6:40.
Nuh-uh, for real?
Yeah. Mike was working. I was walking the dog. Terry was sitting around waiting for you. Yeah.
I mean, I can check the thing.
No. I'm just, we can keep talking. I'm just wondering, like, what a good amount of time would be for this podcast. The way I look at it, this is like a practice run. You know what I mean? There's some things that we could tighten up. Like, these fucking questions are whack as fuck.
These questions are better ask.
Hey,
these are not.
I expected better.
Hey, look.
If you were asking your own questions, you would have been better.
This is the part where you did some lazy work.
Yeah. You fucking just threw in some chat GPT. I'm about to do a podcast in 3 minutes. Give me some questions to ask about sobriety.
This is.
Hey, so I don't. The thing is that I don't have it. I'm like, I'm not a normal person, so I'm like, what would a normal person ask? So I'm like, let me ask ChatGPT.
Yeah, but you don't want a normal person podcast. You want an actual fucking retarded ass funny podcast, right?
Yeah.
You want it to be about recovery, but also with your flavor.
Yeah, we got some flavor. Hey, look, I just wanted to, kick off the shit, kick it off. Start recording. We need to start somewhere. Right?
Yes.
Somewhere is I looked up a whole bunch of different ways on how to start this thing, and they're like, you want to have questions, you want to have notes, you want to fucking, and I'm like, all right, I'm driving here, driving there. I'm like, I can't be fucking taking notes and doing all this shit while I'm driving. So I'm like, fucking ChatGPT, give me some fucking questions.
And you got them printed out too.
Yeah, now I actually adjusted them with ChatGPT before I fucking So like, let me just run through some of these questions right quick for the folks to get some more context, okay? How do you both see your role of community or fellowship in staying on the track, especially when times get tough? This is an open dialogue about the importance of support networks. And then it says, what's a piece of advice or lesson you learned in AA that you find yourself passing on to others the most? This can let them share wisdom they've gained. Okay, 4. How do you handle it when you have a setback or when you see someone else going through one? This can bring a compassionate and practical strategies they use or recommend. 5. What are some of the most surprising changes you've experienced in yourself over the years of sobriety?
These are like fucking essay questions, This is like, I would expect to get this on a SAT and I have to sit there like, I gotta come up 500 words for this fucking this question. Let me ask you the question. Let me
ask me. Okay,
I'll ask you the fucking question.
Okay, good.
How do you handle it when you have a setback or when you? No, I don't want that one. I want
the last one.
Okay, what are some of the most surprising changes you've experienced in yourself over the years of sobriety?
I immediately admit when I'm wrong.
Are you fucking serious? You immediately admit when you're wrong?
To my baby mom.
Because you have to.
Yeah, well, that or with Righteous and with you guys. So you guys don't think I immediately come to you guys? You're like one of the first persons that I call up and be like, hey, yo, I fucked up.
Yeah, okay, yeah, you're right. I mean, I don't know what you were like before. I only knew you
never
as
told
sober
anybody
guy.
shit.
Yeah.
But I'm like, fucking, bro, I'll sneak around and fucking do whatever the fuck I wanted, whenever I wanted, and never tell anybody nothing. And if I get away with it, then I get away with it. It was like I had a revolver, right? a revolver with fucking like 30 different chambers in there, and I'll stick a couple fucking mistakes are the bullets, right? I'm sticking them in the bullets, and I'll fucking sit in there, spin that shit as much as I can, stack that shit up, and then fucking pull the trigger. That's the type of shit that I would do, with my recovery, you know, bro. And before recovery, bro, there's a list of things that I've done in Colombia, here, that, man, if I mean, obviously you guys love me now, but like I felt like people, if anybody knew that the things that I've done, they wouldn't want to have shit to do with me because nobody did. I lost all of my
But
friends.
did you do
Bro,
dirty
you came
shit
in
in
with
sobriety? Did you do dirty shit in sobriety?
Yes.
Yeah. And do you continue to do dirty shit in sobriety?
No. As of late.
You know, the most surprising changes you've experienced in yourself over the years of sobriety, and I don't know, maybe it's also a question of not just sobriety, but like age. As you fucking get older, you start to mature. But I don't think that maturing happens without sobriety. So it's like the things that I've experienced is like, oh man, like this is what it must feel like to be a responsible adult. Like this is what it must feel like to be a good parent. This is what it must feel like to deal with like challenges, economic challenges or marital challenges, and not fucking, and just look at them like the way a normal, mature, judicious person would look at them. Because before I got sober, everything was fucked up. Everything, every way I looked at anything, every situation that I was in, I always made it worse, or I always just trying to fix the shit that I had always been doing.
You try to fuck shit up and then try to fix it by fucking it up even worse.
Yeah, pretty much. So Terry, what are some of the most surprising changes you've experienced in yourself over the years of sobriety?
I kind of like, well, for the most part, not getting into fights. When I drank, I got into fights because when I argue with people, I thought that was the best solution. I can beat you up, and that's what I would do.
He said, "I know, whoop your ass."
Starting fights where? At the bar you were starting fights, or just anywhere?
Anywhere,
Fucking Walmart parking lot.
family, or whoever that I got into an argument with, and they got kind of heated. And I took it when I was drinking. I took things really personal, and I thought like the best way was like,
bro, you would do that with the fucking piercings in your face.
Yeah, like fighting was always the best way, and sometimes even with the police.
Bro, but did you have those piercings in you?
Good drinking. Like today when I ain't got pulled over for loud music, like.
Did you get pulled over today for loud music?
I'm talking about today in sobriety.
Yeah.
It's just like,
just some context. He drives around a motorcycle with a fucking boombox on it. So everywhere he goes, fucking everyone is fucking subject to his loud music.
My ID and go about their day when they see my license legit.
Yep.
Back in the day, even though my license was always good,
you were drunk.
I blamed them. You know what?
Like, why the fuck you pulling me over?
I'll blame them like you racist. I automatically use that card. Now I don't even think like that. You know what I mean? Oh, you pulling me over with some black. That's what I always thought.
Have you been pulled over since you've been sober?
Yes.
And was it because you were black?
No. It was because my music is loud.
Right.
And I tell them, I was like, okay, I understand.
I lower it.
I lower it. They give me my ID back, my driver's license back, and I go about my day.
You're like, that wasn't a bad interaction.
I'm pissed, and I'm
bro.
snapping.
But I do,
even though I'm breaking the law,
right?
I'm snapping at them like they the ones in the wrong for doing their job, But today in sobriety, I can see clearly,
bro. Before sobriety, whenever I would get pulled over or any cop would fucking pull me over, my leg would start shaking like if I got tased again, because I got tased when I was 16, 15 or 16. I was like, my leg would just start shaking. And they're like, yo, what the fuck is wrong with you? I'm like, bro, I got tased when I was 15. So like whenever a cop comes by, I get PTSD.
Still?
No, not no more. I'm like, what's up? Oh, you got a speeding ticket? Oh, thanks. All right, bye. I'm not paying the shit.
Terry was in the car when we were going to play poker one day, and I got a speeding ticket on the I-4. We were rushing to get over there so we could play, and
rushing to lose $1,000.
Yep, Russian
Russian
to get
to
over
lose.
there. Yo, and that cop, he was not a nice guy, man. He was some Puerto Rican dude, I think. You know,
He won that day.
Bro, when
He paid off. He won that day. He did one. He see how God work. He was speeding to get there. Got a ticket, but won. And it happened with somebody's pocket. I lose $1,000 in 45 minutes.
that was a rough day.
And the reason I didn't lose more, because when I went today, he said, "Man, you need to quit. Come ride." Boy, he said, "You not get that back. You're sitting with a professional right there."
bro, I fucking when I went with him to the casino, I won $100, lost $200, won $100, lost $300, won $400. I ended up breaking even that night, but I had that whole fucking table like, what the fuck is he doing?
It's funny too. What's his name? Just asked me, OG. Ricardo. He was like, you know, he's like, first of all, Ricardo was like really, really nice to me, you know, because some people at West Side Club, some of the old timers, they were like not talking to me when I came back. Like they were like, kind of like, I don't know. I mean, it could just be in my head and I was perceiving it that way, but I got
Which ones?
I got the sense, like, for example,
Uh-huh.
you know, like he usually is like, "What's up, L'chaim, my brother?" Gives me a hug, starts talking to me in, you know, some broken ass Hebrew, and I'm like, "Hey, what's up?" And he's like, he didn't really want to make eye contact with me. He was just like, "Hey," and he walked away. He's never that distant or cold with me, so that was really, really weird. But OG was not. OG was like, "What? What kind of crazy shit did you do?" You know, he was all fucking fun and games and
Yeah.
keeping it light and cool.
He's like, did he get like
No, he was just, you know, he was asking me, he's like, "What the fuck did you do? What's wrong with you?" You know, but well, he was asking me afterwards. He was like, "You think the poker had something to do with this? You think it was the poker?" You know, and I was like, "Look, I did just come back from Las Vegas, and you know, it was a long trip, but no, it wasn't fucking poker. It was not poker."
Just so everybody knows, it wasn't the poker.
Just so everyone knows, it wasn't the poker. I can go play next week. I'm going to play next week. No. I'm not. Like, actually, I'm all pokered out after that trip from Vegas, and not because of money, but because of just fucking amount of time playing poker was just too much.
Yeah, the thing is, I don't see the point, and like, I don't find it fun.
It's fun when you're winning.
Yeah, it's only fun. Everything is fun when you win.
Of course, it's
Yeah.
fun when you're winning.
Sure.
But I never win, so I'm just like, what the fuck am I gonna?
I'd rather bet on football. If
Yeah.
I do that.
Even when I do, if I bet on like fighting or whatever, I always lose money. I just lose money all the time. I'm like,
You're a mush. It's called a mush. You're the mush.
I'm the one. Okay,
They never cover. The Bears never cover.
Dude,
I don't know.
I heard that they barely won. Hey, I heard that they
and what was the final score? Okay.
So they barely won.
Yeah, they barely won, but they won. They covered.
That's the only thing that's important.
You know who
Hey.
you got to get in with if you want to bet sports? You got to get in with Gennaro, man. He's the professor, man. He
That's
spends time researching.
This guy at my job do a professional, and one of the cooks, he be winning $5,000-$6,000. He be shooting everybody.
Oh yeah.
So he puts G on.
So
Really?
That's who G ain't doing.
That's the laboratory G
Oh,
was going
okay.
to when he's like, I got to go to the lab. He was just going to this cook. Oh yeah. What's the cook's name? He's not one of us. You could Lobo. Lobo is the fucking man.
He should start his own YouTube channel.
Yeah, Lobo should be fucking doing some podcasts.
Lobo.
Yo, but I heard he moved to or he left. He ain't making the pizzas anymore.
No, today actually is his last day.
Yeah, he's going to BlackBerry.
Yeah,
BlackBerry.
he's gonna be doing what, full time? Like what?
Crazy work.
What is that? What is he doing over
Working
there?
with the
I'm
crazies.
happy that he's doing it.
Somebody said tech.
I guess a
I
tech,
don't know,
right?
but if you're working at BlackBerry, you're working with the crazies.
No, Blackberries is people trying to get sober.
Yeah, but they're also crazy.
Oh yeah, well every place has. Yeah.
Oh, okay, no, the crazier.
Oh yeah, but you
Like
mean
the, like,
most of that
schizophrenic
place?
type of
Most
crazy.
of that place has a bunch of crazy people.
Bro, have you been? You've been to BlackBerry?
Yeah, I've been to BlackBerry a couple times. I don't remember it being like,
Come on.
everyone's like fucking hitting themselves and shit.
Man, what the hell did you smoke? Do you not remember?
It's been a long time. Yeah, I remember we did
Bro,
that.
remember that one time we went and then that lady was like, "Hey, I'm the fucking coordinator," and
Yes,
I'm
because I'm in charge. That's right. She was there for 3 days. She had just smoked crack,
like,
and she's like, "I'm taking
She's
notes
like,
for
"Hey."
everybody else because they elected me in charge."
like how does she do it like this?
Yeah. Yeah. She was fucking on ChatGPT looking up questions. But no, that bitch was fucking crazy. But made his last pizza today and now he's gone?
But that's
Cool.
who I want. I want to get on
Yeah.
because he has some crazy ass.
He's got some great stories.
He
Yeah.
got some. Yeah, we all need to pull.
The what's it called
Everybody
story?
we got to start, putting in that word, be like, hey, you got to go on that podcast. And like, I got a couple other guys, Sebastian's going to come on.
Okay.
I got to remember their names.
Just get everybody that you fucking know to get on here.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to
Does this
have.
cost any money to do?
Well, I've already, with the.
You got to rent the space? You got to rent the studio?
The SIM cards were like, I spent like $60 on the SIM cards.
Okay. So
That's
you can, and what are you going to load this up on? Like, where is it going to be available? So I can tell people
make it
not to listen to this.
on everything that
wherever podcasts are available.
Yeah, so like, nah, not yet. But I gotta. Yeah, well, that's what I'm gonna do. So I'm gonna get. So I already got my Instagram. Milk and Whiskey. What is it exactly? So everybody knows. Because I just made it. So. What are you clicking over there for?
I'm just snapping at the dog and my ugly fake Maltese.
Okay,
That's
called
my baby.
The Milk and Whiskey Pod.
The Milk and Whiskey Pod or the Milk and Whiskey Podcast?
It's called the Milk and Whiskey Pod.
Okay. The Milk and Whiskey Pod.
The Milk and Whiskey Pod. That was the only one because there was another Milk and Whiskey
Really?
podcast on Instagram. But
Really?
They haven't been active in like 6 years.
Oh, they said.
And it's really just like women that are mothers. Like,
what?
Yeah, it's just like
it's women that are lactating that drink whiskey for real.
Yeah, basically.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
No, seriously?
Seriously, look, let me look it up.
Milk and whiskey, and it's a bunch of women talking about being pregnant and drinking?
I don't know about. Yo, why are you putting them on?
I'm saying that sounds like a podcast I want to listen to.
Yeah, but they haven't. Milk and Whiskey. Oh, this is different. Okay, no. Now they're just like I don't know if it's this one. I can't remember. But yeah, all I saw was like a whole bunch of women on there.
But it's a recovery podcast.
No.
Oh, really? It's not a recovery podcast, and it's called Milk and Whiskey. Don't you find that odd?
They're here, Milk and Whiskey Pod. It's just like mothers that are like
shame other moms. Just don't mom shame. Just don't shame anyone. Yeah, don't shame people in general.
Shame about what? What are they talking about?
I don't know, it's just a fucking thing.
Oh shit. He responded. He said, I'm good. Okay.
Mm-hmm. That dedication and that drive has made me better in my workplace.
Yeah, but that's for women. And I don't know exactly what the hell their whole thing is about. It's just girl talk about adult shit. That's what it says. Girl talk about adult shit, podcast show, and that's it. I mean, but
can we FaceTime somebody in recovery? Like every episode, we're gonna surprise FaceTime somebody.
All right, let's do that. I don't care.
Rob was trying to get a hold of me earlier, so I'm gonna knock out 2 birds with 1 stone.
Knock out 2 birds with 1 stone. So the only thing I don't like about this setup though is that it's like a V, because it's like that now it's like a show kind of thing, right? Like I want to have it to where we're like at a table. You know what I'm saying? Because like having these lights back here are really nice, but like if you put it at a table, what I've learned is that it makes it more intimate and more personal, right? And then we set up the cameras to where like one's facing me, one facing you, and then It's a fucking table, or like one on the outside, so it shows us.
I got you down.
Yeah, but then but doesn't this seem a little bit more personal than like this? You know, we're more connected this way. You know, so like even if we got to change up the camera just a little bit, so then they're not. I mean, this is a good spot because then I can always be showing off my head tattoo. I'm like, you see this, like that the guy with the bird on his head. You know.
Hold on, let me take a picture real quick.
So everybody, I'm gonna this is for evidence. He's gotta Avi still gotta show the evidence that he was here the whole time.
I got people on my ass like, wait, where are you? Is everything okay? We haven't heard from you in 13 minutes. We need to know you're alive. People think that my craving and my obsession is, fully kicked in, and I'm not one to argue. I'm not going to say
You can't blame him.
I can't blame them. Exactly. I can't blame them. And, I'm so fucking all about that doctor's opinion and the stick man. And I'm all about the allergy and, know about that. And fortunately, by the grace of God, after Saturday, I had not had any cravings. As a matter
When
of
you
fact,
say the stick man, what are you talking about?
I'm talking about the circle, the stick man, where it's like there's a circle that we write, and it's basically the doctor's opinion, where it shows that we have an allergy, we trigger, we go on the well-known stages of a spree, we return remorseful with a firm resolution, but then there's the obsession, the big lie, and then there's one way out. You know what I'm talking about, where you draw that out.
Yeah.
So that's the stick man.
Okay.
But the point is that that encapsulates the doctor's opinion. And
what does Albert call it?
I think Albert calls it the stick man also. I think everybody, if you Google the stick man, or you can put it in YouTube and you'll see people making the stick man, and that was ingrained in me, and it's still ingrained in me. But the point is, fortunately today, for the entire day, I can say that my obsession was relieved. I put my head down on my pillow tonight, and I'm gonna do inventory tonight, and in that inventory, there's nothing that I need to share in terms of anything that I held back. I'm not thinking about wanting to get high or getting high or anything like that. Thank God. So, I'm appreciating the fact that my shit was brief. It wasn't with the drug that's really taking me out, and I'm not fucking excusing and being like, so it's okay.
Yeah.
But it's just fortunate that it went that way and not a different way,
Because I would say cross addiction, like I'm cross addicted. If I do one thing, I'm gonna have my allergy flares up in weed. So like, let's say if I drink something, right? My mind goes very quickly. Well, drinking, you never really like drinking because you always piss the bed. So you might as well just smoke some weed, right? So like my mind, before I even take the drink, I'm like, all right, I'm gonna smoke some weed, all right? And then instead of smoking weed, I'm like, well, if you smoke weed, you're gonna get lazy. You might as well get some blow, right?
Yeah.
And they're like, and the blow in America is not as good as Colombia, so you might as well get that crack.
Colombia. Oh.
So like, like my mind really quickly goes like that, and then I'll have an imagination, like a real life dream in my mind. I'm like, I imagine myself going to the little quickie mart, the little quickie store where they what do you want, and then they're like, I want the Brillo pad and the pipe, and then I'm like, okay. And then I come through, I get the blunt, the Brillo pad, the pipe with, the glass rose and shit.
Yeah.
Fucking, I get that, burn that fucking Brillo up, fucking crunch that shit, put it in there, hit up one of the dudes on the block,
Right. So you're cross addicted.
You're very cross addicted.
So, okay, here's a question, because you're a pure alcoholic, T. Like the real deal. All the stories that you've told, and you've said it before, alcohol is the feature and the only event. There's no fucking, yeah, but I fuck with Coke and I fuck with this, I fuck with that.
Nothing up my nose but my finger.
That's it.
He said, but
That's
my
it.
finger.
So here's the question.
Because when I smoked weed at 17 with my cousins, they smoke weed all the time. I thought I was gonna.
So you didn't smoke weed either?
I told them to call the ambulance, and they was like, "Nigga, you high." Yeah, that's exactly what they said, right? So me, I always, if weed can make me feel like that, I was too scared to try anything else, because I'm like,
So you never did. So do you
I
think
like
if
the
you
way he
smoked
says
weed today,
ambulance.
if you smoked weed today, do you think you would trigger your allergy?
To smoke, to drink.
I don't know what that would do. If weed I smoked in 1993 was still in the little brown envelope. Now today they got exotic shit. I don't know if that should have put
It'd
me
be even
sick.
fucking worse. Now it'd be even more paranoia. It'll be even more fucking, you need a fucking medevac, not an ambulance. You need a helicopter to come and pick you up. You'd be freaking out so bad with that
Ambulance.
shit today.
I don't think I'll go. That's what I'm saying. I don't think I'll go drink off that because,
Yeah.
like I said, I smoked weed in 19.
Well, he's never tried. Yeah, you're scared to try. I've tried. I've tried. Like before I got sober, like one of my friends would be like, "Why don't you just smoke weed?
Yeah,
It's not hard. Just smoke weed. You don't have to sniff coke."
yeah,
And I'm like, "All right, I'll do that." And then I find myself to one of my best friends who still doesn't talk to me to this day, find myself hiding it from him, you know?
yeah,
And I'm like, man, I tried that shit whenever I wasn't even trying to get sober. I was just trying to just smoke weed. So like in my experience, I was like, no, I've tried that. I failed every single time, you know? And then like even in recovery and when I relapsed, I didn't relapse on crack immediately. I took a pop. I thought I was fucking with that stripper and she gave me a half an ecstasy. And obviously I never really had a problem with ecstasy, but I don't know what was in ecstasy, but that euphoric feeling hit me like a fucking ton of bricks. And from the ride from Orlando to here, I was like, we're spending all your money in the hood. I know where to go. Because that dude got that glass. But anyways, I think that's all we can go for today. I mean,
no, let's do another hour.
wanna do
I'm
that?
fucking around. I gotta go to Chick-fil-A.
I just see you yawning over there. I'm like, oh fuck. I mean, we got definitely a whole bunch more to talk about.
What's she
And
doing over there? What the fuck is she doing? I see her body moving around. What is she like? Is she
It's
like,
like digging at.
hey, Jotchers, hey, what are you doing?
Get your way to him.
Get over here.
Get your way to him.
Get over here.
But anyways, yeah, I mean that's as far as we can go to today.